Okay, guys, this is going to be my review of Watchmen Episode 2, Season 1. And, I liked it. I don't think as good as the first episode, because I think in this episode, I felt like there was too much going on. Like, I liked the stuff about dealing into the, dealing with the Will character, and, our lead, character, our lead, Angela character. I like that, just establishing their relationship together. I did like the stuff about them diving into the police officer chief's, history. But again, there was too much going on. Because, okay, you have the stuff with Will and Angela. You have the stuff about dealing with, the police chief and his death and cause of death and whatever. And then you have the stuff with, there's this weird thing with Omedeas, or whatever, the rich guy in the mansion, who was watching a play of the reenactment of how John became Dr. Manhattan, which is very strange. And I don't know how they all fit together, because, on the one hand, you have this weird subplot that has no real explanation, just there. And then you have the stuff with Angela and the Will that I think is kind of, interesting. And then you got the stuff with dealing into the police officer, the police chief's, backstory, which is, can be kind of fascinating at times. But then you also have stuff with that show type thing where it's like the guy in the purple mask fighting, and then you got the stuff with, how she was shot and how she adopted the 2 kids, and it just dived into so many different things in this episode that on its own, I don't think this stands as a very good episode. But I do think all these different plot lines could have the potential in future episodes to be very, again, compelling. If they can handle it right. It's all about the execution. Anything can be executed right. Like a Lego movie can be executed and kind of be funny. So, yeah, that was interesting. I like how it ended with Will. I guess he's going to go to Mars with Dr. Manhattan. I think that's interesting. But again, another thing is Dr. Manhattan's in this series. So I think it's just weird that there's so much going on that I don't know how they're going to connect them all. And I don't know how many plot lines are there going to be in the next episode. And I think what I liked about the first episode, it was very straightforward with, it's like, okay, there's a group of people looking for the cavalry group, cavalry racist group, with Rorschach masks. Okay. And on top of, you have this Will guy who's kind of in the fold too, that we see at the beginning and then we see at the end. But then you introduce, and yes, Omedeas, or whatever, was teased in the first episode, and I did say that was a little bit strange, and it just got stranger from there, and I think they added a lot more, information in this episode, and I do like when they're establishing our, doing scenes with our characters that we already know, but it just got a little bit too crazy in the episode, particularly with the stuff with the Dr. Manhattan play, the stuff with, the American Hero video and the stuff with the kids, and I think not that I didn't like it, it was just that a lot was going on, and some of the stuff I didn't care for as I was watching it, because again, I think with shows it takes time to get in. It takes time to really start to understand all these plot lines, but I've seen this show for 2 hours now, and there's so much stuff going on in these 2 hours that they don't give a lot of emphasis on all the different components. They just give a little bit on each plot line. So it will be interesting to see how that develops and evolves in episode 3, 4, 5. But I think the potential is there, I think, for a continuation of a show that I'm, pretty enjoying right now. And so I wouldn't say it's a bad episode, it's just that a lot of things are happening. And I think some of the stuff I really love, some of the stuff I thought were weird, some of the stuff I don't like, some of the stuff didn't make sense, some of the stuff didn't get that developed, and this episode was very a mixed bag. But I'll be excited to see episode 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. and see how the season goes. Stay tuned for more videos coming at you.